The next section of our review has to do with simplifying expressions. In this first question, what we need to do is see if any of our terms cancel out or if we can divide any numbers. So 4 divided by -5 in a calculator does not work out as a decimal. So we're going to go ahead and leave that. Our s doesn't cancel out with anything on the bottom, so my s stays on the top. However, my g cancels out with my g because g divided by g, anything divided by itself, is going to be 1. Therefore, I look for my answer here, -4/5s is my answer. In number 21, I'm looking to see if I can combine any like terms. I have a constant here, which means they have no variable, and then I have a 7a that has a variable. So I can combine my 8 plus 4, that's 12. I add my 7a because I didn't use it. 12 plus 7a is going to be answer D. In number 22, when I see the number in the parentheses here, that means I'm going to multiply. And I can multiply by -10 times 9, that's -90. But I also have to remember to leave my n there, so my answer is -90n. Can't do anything further there. When they ask for the sum, all they're asking us to do is add those. So -7 plus 5 is going to get me -2. -6.1 plus 1.7, I can just throw that in the calculator. And that gets me -4.4. When they ask you in the next set for the difference, remember difference from our first page, our first set of review, means a subtraction problem. So if I have -1.8, take away 3.9, it's going to be -5.7. And if I have 8 take away 8, that's just simply 0. Any number subtracted by itself is 0. Number 27 and number 28 are story problems. They're saying a mountain climber ascends, that means they're going uphill, a mountain to its peak. The peak is 12,740 feet above sea level. The climber then descends, which means a subtraction problem, they're going down 200 feet to meet a fellow climber. Find the climber's elevation when they meet. So I'm going to take my 12,740, and they're descending minus 200. It means 12,540 feet. Number 28, you made 2 deposits to your bank account this month. One deposit was $17.92, and the second deposit was $15.33. Your balance at the end of the month is $72.31, and you made no withdrawals. Write and evaluate an expression for your balance at the beginning. Well, here's the deal. My end was $72.31. I made deposits, but we're going to work backwards. If my first deposit was $17.92, that means I had $17.92 less when I started, and my second deposit was $15.33. So I started with that amount. That's minus one deposit minus the other deposit to lead me to my answer. $72.31. Take away $17.92. Take away $15.33. I had $39.06 in the bank to begin with. Again, like on the first part of the review, product means a multiplication question. 4.3 times 2.9, a negative, gives me -12.47. Next question, they want us to simplified form, again, of the expression. However, on these ones, we're dealing with the distributive property. That means you have to multiply by each term inside the parentheses. So this negative is actually a -1. If I do -1 times 4, that's -4, and then -1 times -1, because that's a -1 also, it gives me +1, but I also have to remember my c. There's no combining like terms there. That's my final answer. Again, I'm multiplying -8 times 2, that's -16. Keep in mind this is a negative 8 times a negative 9. When I do negative 8 times negative 9, that's positive 72. And again, I have to remember the c. I cannot combine these because I have a constant and a variable, another constant and a variable there. Looking at the next one, I see 1.7m squared, 6.5n, minus 4n, plus 2.5m squared minus n there. I can combine my m squareds. 1.7 plus 2.7. I'm sorry, plus 2.5. Gives me 4.2. My m squared does not change. However, I can use my n's here. I have 6.5. And then I'm going to take away 4. And then I'm going to take away 1. So I start with 6.5. I'm going to take away 4. And I'm going to take away 1 more. It's going to get me positive 1.5n. Again, I want to simplify this one, which means I need to multiply. Keeping in mind this is a negative 1. Negative 1 times 8 is negative 8. Keep in mind I have a d there. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. And that one has a w. Again, I cannot combine those because my first term has a d and my second one has a w. Number 34, magazines cost $1.95 each. What's the total cost of 9 magazines? Well, I have $1.95 a piece times 9 that I'm buying. Type that in the calculator. That's going to cost me $17.55.